Okay, hello everybody. I'll be reading to you your module. So, this is the second quarter for consumer chemistry, and we are now in the food chemistry. In food chemistry, we're going to explore the different techniques and the chemistry background behind the processes that the food is manufactured and is delivered and presented to you. So the food that we eat and all those preservation processes that they undergo and all the additives that are added, we're going to talk about them in the viewpoint of chemistry. So let's go. This is your second quarter SLHT. SLHT now is the thing. It's not module anymore for second quarter, and it stands for self-learning home task. It's a little condensed than the module, but we'll see. Of course, we will comply. So in this lesson, you're going to know about chemical processes and principles involved in food chemistry, and enhancing the integrity and wellness of human person, and protect the environment to sustain quality of life. So, main topic, preservatives. What are preservatives? So the term preservatives refers to the functional name for a variety of compounds. So it's the variety of compounds that help slow or prevent bacterial growth on a wide range of products, including foods, medicine, and personal care products. All of these items that we have at home have a certain kind of preservatives that is used to increase their usage or the shelf life. Okay, these compounds can be natural or synthetic. Natural, it came from nature. It was just directly harvested and packed. And the extract was taken and then added. Or synthetic, these chemicals are made from the lab according to the natural sequence of the molecule. Okay, preservatives play an important role in many products that we use every day, from the food, from your snack, from even the milk, the juice, the skincare products that you use. All of these have a certain kind of added preservatives. Okay, as for food, there are those that are added to prevent the growth of harmful microorganisms and protect the products from being spoiled or contaminated. So let's now go to food preservatives. What are food preservatives? So food preservatives are these essential constituents of processed foods serving the purpose of extending the shelf life. Okay, here's the thing, shelf life for products and preventing deterioration. So increasing the shelf life and prevent it from being damaged. In addition, these are employed to ensure safety and avoid quality loss derived from microbial, physical, or chemical, or enzymatic reactions that can happen because it's whenever there's a condition where these microbes can grow, chemical reactions happen. Okay, and it damages the food. Okay, there are additives that are used to inhibit the growth of bacteria, molds, yeasts in the food. So inhibit means you can slow down the growth of those bacteria. Okay, or in other words, let's see the synonyms. Is there? There's none. Here. So, constrain, hinder, prevent, impede, or obstruct. So, prevent the growth of bacteria. Some of the additives are manufactured from the natural sources such as corn, beet, and soybean, and while some are from the lab, artificial, man-made additives. Why do we need food preservatives? Because food goes bad quickly. Why? So, as it says here, preservatives and preservation techniques prevent food from spoiling and oxidizing quickly. Spoiling and oxidizing, two big things. Okay, it allows this it made the grocery manufacturers to distribute foods across the country and the globe without impacting food safety or quality. So if you have received like a box from your relatives from the other country, which sealed, for example, the spam, mga food such as those, definitely there's something added so that their shelf life can stay from the process of being manufactured in the factory and then being sent to the Philippines, because it would take a long time. Okay, so two significant factors that cause foods to go bad quickly are microbes, microbes are, and oxidation. So we'll talk about oxidation in a while. Okay, first one, microbes. Microbes cause spoiling and are undesirable. These are the undesirable bacteria, fungi, and yeasts that can grow in your food products. These microorganisms feed the food's nutrients, and they feed on the food nutrients and then cause harm to humans if they consume. So you're definitely going to have digestive problems. Okay, so these, where am I? Without preservatives, bacteria such as, two examples of bacteria here, Listeria and Botulism can invade our foods, and if consumed by humans, it can cause us to become critically ill. So less harmful bacteria, though, bacteria, fungi, yeast, will grow on foods, making them inedible, and still it'll bring you harm if you eat them. Second, cause, oxidation. Oxidation is this chemical reaction. It's a certain type of chemical reaction that can impact food safety and flavor by causing an undesirable chemical change. For example, turning fats rancid. And can cause vegetables and fruits such as cut potatoes and apples go brown. Have you ever tried cutting an apple and then letting it stay for a while, and then when you check it, it turns brown? Yeah, and if it stays a long time, then it's spoiled. Okay, so, but yes, they turn brown if you can observe. Also with potatoes, bisol, gabi, yes, they oxidize easily. So enzymes and other chemical breakdown processes are responsible for the oxidation that transforms food into an unpalatable and at times unsafe product. There are 5 common food preservatives, 5 of them. The first one is salt. Who doesn't know salt? Who doesn't know salt? So in this day and age, with fridges is the shortcut for refrigerator. So fridges and freezers in every home and grocery store, and refrigerated trucks in every home and grocery store and in refrigerated trucks. Salt is not needed for food preservation that much, actually. But as humans, we epically crave for these salt. Well, I think many people do. Some doesn't. For health purposes, we shouldn't. Yeah. The average Australian, this is the data that is provided here. I'm just going to read it. The average Australian eats around 10 grams of salt per day, while over the recommended 1600 milligrams or 1600 milligrams of sodium, equivalent to about 4 grams of salt per day. 4 grams of salt. 4 grams of salt. How much? Maybe half as 1/4 teaspoon. Let's check later. Okay, much of that is because it is found in processed foods. You didn't know, you would say like, I didn't eat that much salt, but you didn't know it's the salt in the junk food, in the biscuit, it's all there. In the the labeling. Salt is in chemistry. Salt is sodium chloride, right? So in some of the labelings, the sodium there refers to the salt or the sodium content. Okay. According to the Harvard Health, reducing dietary table salt that is only sodium chloride and iodine, will lower blood pressure and reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke and save lives, because salt is one of those causes also of all these diseases. You can research also about that on the actual how. Okay, so salt is one of those all too common food preservatives that most of us will do better with less of. Let's do better with less of. Next, nitriles and nitrates. Nitriles and nitrates. For the name itself, it suggests that you have nitrogen in the compound. Okay, so what are these? Nitrites are preservatives added to the processed meats. So remember, it's added in processed meats. Sodium nitrite 250. This is an specific isotope, if you remember. Okay, sodium nitrite 250 and sodium nitrite 251. So they're not bad in and of themselves, but they turn into harmful chemicals called nitrous amines. Nitrous amines. Oh. These are the harmful chemicals which are considered as carcinogenic. Carcinogen meaning cancer-causing. So nitrous amines are carcinogens found in cigarette smoke. Nitrites from nitrous amines, when they're cooked at high heat, for example, ibang i-barbecue ang meat, and sometimes even exposed to high acid environment, in the stomach. Okay, so they become nitrous amines when you cook them at a high heat, and also when exposed to high acid environment in the stomach, acidic stomach. Nitrites are added to meats. There's a purpose though, to keep the pink red color and prevent browning. So para murag ka ng labas bago pa kayo ang sudan, that's added. So mostly in bacon, ham, such as sausages and lunch meats. So if you tried kanang bacon, diba? It looks like so red. Some of them coloring, some of them kaning nitrite preservative. Some nitrites can cross into nitrous amines. Nitrites are one step away from being the bad guys. Another interesting thing is that processed meats have been linked with colon cancer. Colon cancer. Okay. And is it because of the nitrites? Perhaps, but either way, nitrous amines are a confirmed health buster. So it's not good to eat processed meat. Since nitrous amines from the nitrites, preservatives, are bad guys and are formed by cooking nitrites at high heat, what are nitrates? So if you heard of nitrates, unsa po na kalahian sa nitrates? Nitrates are naturally found in many healthy foods like vegetables. Yes, and they're especially high in beets. What are beets? They're plants, beetroots, which are it's a type of plant. Sometimes our enzymes or gut bacteria change these healthy nitrates into nitrites, but that rarely forms nitrous amines because they're two steps away from becoming these bad guys. When they mention about steps, it's about chemical reactions. So there are two chemical reactions before they become nitrous amines. So the nitrates rarely become nitrous amines. So ari ka sa mga vegetables na lang to get your nitrate. Okay. BHA and BHT. What are these BHA and BHT. So BHA stands for butylated hydroxyanisole. Hydroxyanisole 320. So that's a specific one. And butylated hydroxytoluene BHT. So if you remember our friend toluene from the aromatic study, it's him. Okay. Butylated hydroxyanisole 320 and butylated hydroxytoluene 321 are antioxidants added to many processed foods to prevent the oxidation. That's why antioxidants added to many processed foods. The main way BHA and BHT work is by they prevent the fats from being rancid. Are they safe? Well, there is an approved use and dose, okay, that the preservatives can be added, and it's regulated and are typically found in margarine and spreads and salad dressing and instant mashed potatoes. Okay. Margarines kuno mga sandwich spread salad dressings. They're listed as possibly carcinogenic to humans. Naasay kung naay confirmed carcinogenic na apoy, possibly confirmed carcinogenic to humans by the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer. And some studies show that they can cause cancer in animals at high doses. Again, they're added to processed pre-packaged food, so it's wise to avoid them nonetheless. Avoid pre-packaged foods. Yeah. Number 4, sulfites. Sulfites, in the name sulfites, there are sulfites, which has the sulfur and the oxygen. Okay, preservatives that contain sulfur 2220 to sulfur 228, including sulfur dioxide or sulfur 2220. So the numbers here are mga isotopic specific numbers. Okay, sulfur dioxide 2220 are commonly found in dried fruit, wine, sausages, and cordial, and can trigger allergy type symptoms and asthma attacks. What are cordial? That's like maybe we can search it. Let's have a new window. Is cordial a food? We'll search later. So these sulfites are added mostly in dried fruits, wine, sausages, and cordial, and trigger allergy type symptoms and asthma attacks. Okay, it will not really bring harm directly into your digestive system, but there are these people who are easily triggered by allergies and their asthmas, so rather avoid these foods. The food standards Australia and New Zealand. So the source of this LHT must have been from a New Zealand country government website. Okay, state that there is a potential for exceedances of the acceptable daily intake ADI for sulfites in some children who were high consumers of certain foods. So there is this acceptable level of intake and also a potential for exceedance. So pwede na, and that except ma-exceed kayo, madala pa. So they have also identified some uncertainties about the current ADI and have acknowledged that further evaluation of acceptable levels is required. So they're still undergoing the process of research on how much na pwede mo lapas. Okay, maybe some of the kids really love to eat these dried fruits. Is it open now? Yes. What is cordial? What is cordial? It's food. Cordial is It's a drink. Oh, it's a drink. It's a candy. It's a type of candy. No. What is it? Kojo. It's a drink. It's a drink. Okay, interesting. Alright, very good. So let's continue. Next, number 5, sodium benzoate, potassium benzoate, and benzene. So, kaliwat ni benzene. Sodium benzoate. Benzenite, 8. Kung sa mananay, 8, 8. That's an either. Let's check. Let's check. Functional groups, images. The ones with the 8 here, esters. They are esters. Right, so sodium benzoate, potassium benzoate, and benzene. Benzene is the common industrial chemical used in manufacturing and also found in crude oil, petrol, and cigarette smoke. And this one is known as a carcinogen, and it shouldn't be added to foods. However, in non-alcoholic drinks like soft drinks, the combination of the preservatives, sodium benzoate and potassium benzoate, and ascorbic acid can result in the formulation of benzene. So these are preservatives that are added, but somehow in the reaction, especially when they come inside our bodies, react siya niya maka-create na nun siya free nga benzene. And when nanatay benzene, then carcinogenic, cancer causing. So the exposure to heat or light during transport or storage can also increase the amount of benzene formed. So dili pwede painitan ang soft drink. Okay, in 2006, independent testing in the United States of non-alcoholic beverages found very high levels of benzene. So yes, even then on the bottle there's the benzene. And since that time, what's this link? So even in 2006, independent testing found that some non-alcoholic beverages have high levels of benzene, and since that time, causes and solutions were explored to reduce levels. The International Council of Beverages Association (ICBA) in the US or in Australia developed a guidance document to reduce benzene formation. It was made available to all Australian beverage manufacturers. Definitely, these standards are also followed accordingly in the Philippines. The Food Administration, FDA, Food and Drugs Administration, also regulate these levels among the manufacturers. The LCC, the Australian Beverages Council Limited, Beverages Council required that their members take steps to reduce the formation of benzene in their products. Yeah, so ano lang ha, you just drink the soft drink and the benzene shouldn't be there, but because of preservatives, sodium benzoate and potassium benzoate, nya kana mga ascorbic acid kuno nga gibutang para ilag-ilag na vitamin C. Well, these become benzene. Benzene is a carcinogen. Okay, so exposure to benzene in drink products may be small compared to exposure to pollution or smoke. Yes, daghan pud ng benzene ang smoke. Okay, burning of mga fossil fuels, but it's unnecessary. So it's still not necessary to be exposed more, even though gamay ra. So it makes sense to avoid drinks that contain benzoates and ascorbic acid. Wow, avoid drinks that contain benzoates and ascorbic acid. Interesting. Diba? Most of the drinks kani daw na vitamin C, that maybe for some reason you can search kung minsan nila pag-regulate But yeah, it's better to avoid. What are sources of ascorbic acid? Ato ka sa fruits. Orange, citrus fruits. Or you can take the ascorbic acid itself nga kuan kana nga supplement, because if the ascorbic acid manggod is mixed in the soft drink and then with the other preservatives, it makes the benzene somehow in the molecule tang 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 dito, because there's an aromatic compound in there, aromatic ring. What na ka carcinogen. Oh, interesting. Now let's go to the, what page are we? We are at the second to the last page of your reading material. So thank you for reading with me. So, other preservatives now. So, common antimicrobial preservatives are used to reduce the microbial spoilage of foods by inhibiting the growth of bacteria, yeast, and molds. Below are the ingredients and products typically used as preservatives. You have sorbic acid, sodium sorbate, sorbates, cheese, wine, baked goods, and more. So sorbate, what does it look like chemically wise? Sorbates. Sorbates. It's ketone. Ay, 8. No, it's not. Dili siya ketone. COH. Carboxylic. Okay, looks like a salt. And it's added also in the cheese, wine, baked goods, and more. Benzoic acid and benzoates in jams, salad dressings, juices, pickles, carbonated drinks, soy sauce, and more. Sulfur dioxide is added in mga fruits, wines, and more. So, packed fruits, processed fruits. Lactic acid, the yogurt, kefir, cottage cheeses, and more. Propionic acids, sodium propionate, baked goods, and more. So these other preservatives and the preservatives mentioned above are useful in preserving and increasing the shelf life of the products, but there is a recommended, and there must be a limited amount of them to be placed to be intaked by humans, because a majority of these cause us health problems in the long run. Okay, chemical reaction of food and its preservatives. Okay, what is that chemical reaction? So according to the study of Abdul Mumin et al. 2012 in the article Food, so it's not a study, it's an article, Food Preservatives, Additives, and Applications, that since it's probable that many reactions to food additives are not diagnosed, the exact rate of reactions is not known. Okay, so kung naatay something reaction nga wala ta naangay sa food preservatives, some of them are not known. However, various studies estimate that the rate is probably less than 1% of adults and up to 2% of children. There are many types of reactions that can occur as a result of food additives. Some of these reactions cause an allergic cause, or suggest allergic cause, kung allergy ta, and but many others do not appear to be allergic, but rather an intolerance. Intolerance means dili ka imong lawas dili kaya og mga inani nga mga chemical. For example, lactose intolerance. Stomach dili siya makatolerate og kanang compounds nga naa sa milk. So, dili niya i-tolerate, meaning di siya ka-process, naka-digest og tarong. Muna ang uban nga mga tao nga na lactose intolerance, kaon sila og product nga na milk or drink milk, magdaot din na ilang tiyan. Okay? It's difficulty go to the CR because of that. I had classmates nga they don't eat mga baked goods, baked products because of the milk. They avoid the milk. Next, so here are the reactions to food additives that are reported. So, urticaria, angioedema, what could this be? Must be some skin reaction, derma. Yes, ani, pula-pula. How about atopic dermatitis? This one. Okay, sweating, itching, flushing, gastrointestinal and abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, asthma symptoms, cough, rhinitis. Yes. Neurologic behavior and mood changes, attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, migraine, headaches, numbness, palpitations, arrhythmias. What's arrhythmias? It's in the heart. It's a heart condition. Okay, musculoskeletal and muscle aches. Maybe a disturbance in the heart. Okay, the impulse formation and conduction in the myocardium. Maybe in the heart, ganing pagbeat sa imong heart. Because it's caused by kuan man. Mura siya o potential impulse and movement dito sa imong heart nga. Bump siya, niya mabalik niya. So it could beat too slowly or beat too rapidly. You respond to impulses originating from sites other than the SA node. Very technical na mo siya. Basta kuan siya, kaliwat na siya sa mga palpitation. In my lack of medical knowledge, so you can research about this. Okay. Muscle aches, musculoskeletal and muscle aches. Joint aches, fatigue, and weakness. So, sometimes na itong manghupong, kaya magsakit ang mga joints. Apil po na sa reaction. Okay. Diagnosis to allergy to food additives is suspected when a person experiences various reactions to prepared foods or when eating at restaurants, but not from foods prepared at home. Various seemingly unrelated foods might in fact have common ingredients such as the food coloring or the preservatives. And in many instances, the only way to truly diagnose an adverse reaction to food adverse means it's not good, hostile, it's a bad reaction to food additives is for the person to undergo an oral challenge with the suspected additive under close supervision of an allergist. So maybe ipatry siya ani sa allergist, patry siya ang pagkaon nato niya. Pero while gi-supervise kay if maunsa pa lang. Okay. It's one of those methods of detecting your allergy. And here is a comprehensive table at the last page where it tells us the causes of reaction and reactions to humans of the following chemicals. So these chemicals can be found as preservatives and additives to our foods. Food products, canned goods, mga junk food ba karon, or all those processed foods. Okay, manufactured food. Natay tartrazine. So if ka nagpalato ka and then when you read, sometimes we go to the very back of the label and we read the ingredients and we can find some of these molecules and chemicals that we do not know how to pronounce of. So number 1 is tartrazine. It's a food coloring, and also known as this one, FD&C yellow number 5. And then it causes many reactions to people who are not suited to this. Urticaria, hives, asthma, and other illness. Worsening your atopic dermatitis skin. Yes, asthma food. Carmine is another food coloring made from dried insect and be found in prickly pear cactus plants, found in various cosmetics, drinks, red yogurt, and popsicles. The reaction to this one is probably due to allergic antibodies. So you have antibodies to this. Pula-pula ang uban. So you can read more because these are very specific. And let's have the common ones. Lecithin, I've heard of this one. It's an emulsifier made from soya beans and eggs and may contain soya bean proteins. And reaction to this one is rare, even in soy allergic people, since the level of these additives is usually very low in most foods. It's just listed here though. Virus gums, kani monosodium glutamate. Flavor enhancer. Kailan monosodium glutamate? Your MSG. Si Uncle Roger, why add no MSG? So katong, sana siya? Ajinomoto, mga inana. Munay. Ano sa ibig Benzene. MSG. So reaction to MSG have been called the Chinese restaurant syndrome, and sometimes include numbness on the back of the neck, shoulders and arms, weakness and palpitations. Basin kaya ang Chinese restaurant, they use too much of MSG. And many people have experienced this allergy whenever they come to the Chinese restaurant. Other symptoms include facial pressure, tightness, headaches, nausea, chest pain, and drowsiness. MSG is also suspected of worsening asthma symptoms. Spices. All these spices: garlic, pepper, onion, paprika, coriander, peppers, chili peppers, cinnamon. Naapod din siya reaction di ay, though they were taken from flowers, roots, barks, and trees and other plants. Because they are derived from plants, spices have the ability to cause allergic reactions, like the pollen, fruits, and vegetables. But maybe to people who are allergic to pollen, siguro. Last, aspartame, sweetener used in many sugar-free foods and drinks. So, kung kanang sulat yung label na 0% sugar, Coke Zero, may nana. Pero butangan na din na siya, aspartame. So they want to promote the elimination of the sugar, but they added this sweetener to make the product taste well. So this food additive has been suspected of causing symptoms as headaches, seizures, and urticaria. What is urticaria? It's been mentioned twice already. Okay, we're almost done. Sama ng this is skin allergy. Maburot. Okay. So the effects of food preservatives. Many foods available in the market contain different types of preservatives. These chemicals can give rise to certain health problems, and dili jud na to sila mapasagdaan pud jud. So additives consistently maintain the high quality of foods. Yes, that's their purpose. But many people are allergic to certain food additives or food coloring. So when someone has a reaction after eating certain kinds of food, such as an allergy, allergy is suspected. Unfortunately, some people do not have a reaction until the day or two later, so it's difficult to know what caused your allergy. So when a certain food additive is believed to cause that allergic reaction, the blood is mixed with materials known to trigger allergies. The test measures there's a test for this that measures the level of allergy antibodies in the blood. that are present with an allergic reaction. Such test for synthetic additives is not reliable. Thus, people have to go on an elimination diet. So, kuhaon niya ang suspected na nag-cause sa allergy, ang allergen. Okay, they stop eating all foods that might be problematic and introduce one at a time to see if a reaction occurs. It is best to eat a preservative-free food if at all possible. The reaction from these additives can be very mild to life-threatening, and they can be immediate or build up in our body over time. So, madugay po ang reaction mong gawa. So, only in recent years have researchers seriously considered the physical impact of these additives over the long term. Alright, so you can go check the exercises and answer by yourself. How was that? So we read the module together. It's actually no need for me to discuss here because it's all in here. And the thing is, there are just words that are new to us. There are reactions that are new to us, so we can search for the pictures. So if you have any confusions, you can just search them right away. I know it's much to remember, but I do not require to memorize, just familiarize some of the common ones. You can have MSG, aspartame, lecithin, annatto, carmine, tetracycline. And then, why don't we try watching a video about why do we have allergies and what is the process of being allergic to something. New window. Okay, so this is the last. No. Wait, let's watch videos. What do you think? Maybe it's really with the blood chemistry, the physiological made up of humans. Lahi-lahi man ta. Lahi-lahi timpla tong mga dugo ana. Why are so many people allergic to food? Why do we get allergies? Why do we get allergies? Why do we have allergies? Let's watch a shorter video. Must be nice. Okay, let's try this.
Hey there! Welcome to Life Noggin. When you picture allergies, you may imagine someone sneezing, coughing, and itching on a beautiful spring day. Or perhaps you think of someone accidentally eating peanuts or shellfish and going into anaphylactic shock. Whatever the case may be, allergies are a serious problem for millions of people. But how and why do they develop? And what's so different between allergies to pollen or dust and allergies to bee stings or soy? Well, let's start with what these different types of allergies have in common. Your immune system. When an allergen makes contact with the surface on or in your body, nearby immune cells act quickly to destroy the allergen. The cell then covers itself in broken pieces of the allergen and moves to a site of some lymph tissue. When it gets there, it passes pieces of the allergen onto even more immune cells so that they can work together to form an antibody called immunoglobulin E, which definitely sounds like a monster from D&D. If the body comes into contact with the allergen again, these antibodies, which are proteins designed to attach to foreign substances and remove them from your body, will start a reaction to fight against it. First, they activate a part of the immune system called a mast cell, which then expels a lot of chemicals, like histamines. When histamines are released, they make your capillaries, the smallest blood vessels in your body, more permeable, which allows white blood cells to enter the capillaries and fight the allergens. However, increased permeability doesn't just let white blood cells in. It also lets fluids out, causing the watery eyes and runny nose that you know and love. I'm not crying, I swear, it's just allergies. And similarly, a congested nose is caused by the capillaries growing larger due to the increased permeability. So that covers how you get allergies. But what about why? Why would your body turn against itself like that? And why are some allergies just annoying while others are deadly? For many years, the prevailing idea was that the immune system perceived allergens as being similar to parasitic worms, and for that reason, it would unleash the same attack on a peanut as it would on a tapeworm. Parasitic worms are a serious threat, but they are less prevalent than they were in the lives of our ancestors, which explains why immunoglobulin E would choose to attack allergens in the absence of worms. A similar theory says that allergens may have posed a real threat to us many years ago. According to Dr. Kate Welch, a specialist in immunology and allergies, it's possible that our ancestors were in serious danger when they encountered something like pollen. Therefore, our immune systems are kicked into gear when they make contact with these allergens, even though we evolved and pollen isn't really a big threat anymore. Welch claims that it's even possible that allergic reactions are important because they may warn us to get out of a dangerous area, say, directly under a wasp nest. Seriously, get away from there. Finally, another theory has come to light recently, and it claims that allergens are actually more dangerous than we might have known. Several researchers have conducted a study in which they injected mice with an allergen found in bee venom called PLA2, which rips cell membranes apart. They found that immunoglobulin E didn't react to the PLA2 until it started hurting cells. So when you cough or your nose runs, this study suggests that it's because your immune system is trying to get dangerous allergens out of your body. And when it comes to life-threatening allergies, there's simply a more overactive version of the same response. So don't let your sneezing bother you too much. Your immune system is doing you a big favor. My immune system is actually my animator, and he saves me from stuff all the time. Right, animator? Can you save me? Hello? So, are you allergic to anything? Let us know in the comment section below, or tell us, what should we talk about next? We're taking suggestions for future.
Alright, so that was a video on why we have allergies and what happens inside of us during the allergy. So this is the end of the lecture and the discussion. So to review, we studied about the different preservatives, the food preservatives, why food go bad quickly, the 5 common food preservatives, and some of the uncommon ones, and some of the reactions that we experience when our bodies doesn't like that additive and all these reactions. Okay, so please continue to answer your exercises sheet followed here after the readings, and go back to the Google Classroom because we are going to check them right away. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye.